Hi guys, it's Allison on another haunted road trip. I'm here at the Pasta Tree in the east side of Milwaukee, which has been here for how many years?
We're celebrating, in December we'll be 36, so we're on our 35th year.
35 years. And so I'm here with the owner, Suzette. I'm going to turn the camera around. Hello,
Hi
Suzette.
everybody, happy Sunday Fun Day.
Yay! Okay, so we're going to walk around and tell you some of the ghost stories.
Yeah, so as you just came in, so I was just telling you that up at this table, we had a woman say that she felt as if someone had touched her leg, like underneath the table. And so that's not the first time we've heard, of people being touched. We talked to her about it, and she kind of just blew it off as, it was just a strange experience.
Right. So could you tell us a little bit more about that? It was just was it like a Saturday evening?
It was a Saturday evening. We were busy, so, it was, And
then how did she broach the subject?
She told her server, she goes, I think that someone touched my leg. And
did she know that the place was haunted?
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, and she's like, somebody's under the table.
Yeah.
And what
well,
kind
and
of...
you can't see. And excuse the mess. This is after.
Oh, no, it's
Sunday morning. We haven't cleaned yet. But, you can see that you'd be able to tell if someone was under your table.
Right.
So, we kind of just laughed about it. And then afterwards, I've just been doing more investigation about, where is this coming from? Because I already knew that I had sensed there's a presence, and I think the more and more investigating I'm doing, the more I'm learning about what, that my feelings are real, and there's also been a few different actions like in the other room, and that's where I feel most of the energy is in there. Usually I'm here by myself and I'm prepping
down there. Yep.
And there's been times that I'll come in and I'll show you the area. We can walk over there now.
Yeah, great.
So
I'm just interested in if the leg touching was amorous or not. A little ghost nookie.
She wasn't on a date.
Yes.
So it wasn't like her boyfriend touching her leg or anything like that.
Right, and if any of our people who are watching right now have any questions, I will ask Suzette if you post them in the feed.
So this is, so I'm usually here prepping. This is the kitchen. I'm alone. I love being here early in the morning, and
And so you're the owner, but you're also
the active chef.
You're also the active chef.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. And I clean toilets, I do payroll.
You do it all. You're full service.
Yeah. So a lot of time, one time I came in and all these ramekins were laying on the ground.
Okay.
And, there was a lot more of them. There was like a big stack of them.
Ramekins.
And they were all laying, all scattered on the ground. And that I could understand. Maybe, I don't know, vibration. But there were some over on this side too. Mm-hmm. So it's like, how could they? There's no way. And there was a lot of them. They couldn't roll around, and
so they're all the way.
Yeah, they were all the way around over here. Another time, these glasses that are on here, you can see. You can't get them off. They have to be slid off. And we used to keep.
Other way.
This used to be all full with glasses, and I came in. And there were about 10 of them shattered on the ground.
Oh, man.
And at that point, I'm like, because I believe it's Robert. And
the former
Robert
owner.
Fontecchio, the former owner. And I love it. I love the presence. It's not...
And you know Robert
I knew him very well.
Right?
We were very good friends. He was, one of my first bosses.
Yeah, but you were like, Robert, what is the deal?
I said, Robert, now you're starting to cost me money.
Right. You're shatter the glasses.
Yeah, they need to be replaced. So it was kind of, funny.
But annoying.
Yeah. And I've also seen, the only way I can explain it is, I'll be prepping back here, and all of a sudden I'll see, a figure out of the corner of my eye. Right. And there's different days that I leave the front door open, So, part of my brain is like, oh, it could be a delivery coming in.
Right.
And then I'm like, no,
And
no,
could
the doors
you
are locked
describe
today.
what you see in the corner of your eye?
It just looks like a tall, dark figure. And that's what, like, I used to always keep that to myself because I thought, maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. But
Well, I'm glad you're opening up, 'cause a lot of people love ghosts.
I enjoy the feeling of knowing that Robert's here with me.
Right.
I mean,
And
to
you're
me, it's
not
kind
alone.
of validation,
Yeah, and you probably spent hours and hours
Oh
and
my
hours
God.
here.
I mean,
Yeah.
I used to work here. I mean, I've owned it for 10 years now. 10, going on 11. And I was their original prep cook. So, I'm 51 years old now. I was like 18, I was 19, I think,
Wow.
when I first worked here. So
Yeah.
I've known this space for a really
So
long
long.
time.
Yeah, it's like your second
a second
home.
home. Yeah. And so other people have come out and said that they've felt a presence here. I've had many cooks like that were coming in and like they trained to be prep cooks, and then it'd get to be the day that I would leave them alone. And I've had specifically 2 of them say, is this place haunted? I mean, they just out and out asked me, and they said, because as soon as you left, weird stuff started happening.
And what kind of stuff did they describe?
They just said they just felt a presence. Like they, one of them said that this front door was wide open, and it was locked, so it was impossible for it to just be open. And one of them didn't want to come back. Like he didn't feel it was like, he said, I'm very in tune to spirits, or what, he said, I've lived in my grandmother's house, and he didn't want to come back. It's not that he was like it was a bad spirit or anything like that. It was more he said it's very strong here.
Right.
Now this, this is, again, I'm just telling what I hear. My employees feel the same thing. They know. I mean, it's just kind of common knowledge that Robert's here. Now, a while back, I had, we actually, unfortunately, had one of my employees had passed away, and he was being trained by me to kind of take over my position or take on part of my position,
right?
To because I have other projects that I'm working on, so I could do that, and I believed that his spirit was here for quite a while. In fact, I went as far as I got some sage, and you and I had talked about this, some sage in Colorado, and this woman told me exactly what to do. So I came in and I saged the whole place, and told him to move on. And in all honesty, I believe he hasn't been back since. Now, we think that because of some of the actions that have been happening, that there's a young girl here also with Robert.
Okay.
Because
tell us about that. Tell us about some of the different type of activity that you might attribute to a
well,
spirit
the
like that.
woman's leg being touched, they think, because Robert wouldn't do that.
Okay, so it wasn't amorous gesture.
Yeah.
It was more like a kid playing under a table.
Yes, it was like a child playing under a table, and this I'm learning because I've kind of partnered up with some of the girls that are doing the tarot readings and stuff. So I've been talking with them. I reached out to them because I wanted to just try to get a little bit more spiritual information. And one of them told me that she's the one who told me it was a little girl, because I didn't see it at first, and now it's so strong. Like I feel that she's right. Like after we spoke and I came back to the restaurant, I could just feel like after she said it, just seemed like that really fits. That's the energy. It's a very, very playful energy. And again, I feel like I sound crazy, but this is just really
well, here's the thing.
It's
Suzette,
really what I feel, and
Suzette, you got to express what you feel, because stories of hauntings go back millennia.
Yeah.
And so we have to allow that part of human experience.
Right.
It's just, in our culture today, which is very reductionist, that part is like people are ashamed of it and they shun it, and that's a mistake, because that's not a full understanding.
No, I
of
find
life.
it really very interesting, and
Yeah.
I believe it.
So
you know?
I'm glad that you're
So,
speaking freely, because
yeah.
more people should do that. That's a very important part of human life, is our interactions with what may be another
and
world.
Through the girls with the tarot and stuff, I found out that they've told me that I actually have just a very open, I don't know,
like presence,
mm-hmm. and that the spirits are kind of attracted to me, and then they also said that I have the power to will them over, to like the other side, and
like you did with your friend and
like
colleague.
I did, but I'm afraid, and I know this sounds so selfish, but I don't want Robert to go away, and so I have to really think about it, because they said that I have the power to help him to the other side, but I selfishly don't want him to go.
Well, and he might not want to go either.
And exactly.
And some mediums have a different perspective on that, and instead of thinking that all spirits are earthbound, they think maybe there are spirits that just visit,
right?
And perhaps
it's not
Robert
all the time.
is one of those.
Yeah, and it's not all it's not like I walk in and I'm like, but I do. I mean, I did when I walked in today. I said, "Hi, Robert."
Yeah.
Because I felt that he was here already this morning when I walked in.
Yeah.
Now
and that was your mentor.
Maybe everything's heightened too. We just stayed at the Pfister, and
tell us about that.
And,
I wanted to ask you. Last night, right?
No, this was on Friday with
Friday.
my niece. And I didn't feel anything, any activity, but my niece and her friends did.
And what floor was it?
We were on the 4th floor.
Okay.
And they felt some, like, I don't know, just I guess like the elevator came up and there were no buttons pressed or anything. They felt like a presence of like someone kind of holding them down. In the bed? No, they were out exploring, because when they found out that it was
haunted,
the world's or like America's most haunted hotel.
Yeah,
that's crazy to me.
Yeah, they don't like
right
to
in our
admit
backyard
that,
here. Yeah. So they were out exploring. They wanted to see. Well, then all of a sudden I started getting some inbox messages of friends that have stayed there, and they were sharing their videos with me. So
yes, well, we need to talk about that offline, and maybe you could put me in touch, because I'd really love to see that. I have an ongoing investigation there, so
it was
and
very
I know
interesting.
A lot of the
like,
history.
I mean, they videoed like doors opening, and you could hear. And my niece kept saying that they kept hearing like a banging. And they tried to video it, but you just couldn't, they really couldn't capture it.
Right.
But they all three swear that they, heard this. So
felt something. Yeah. Well, that is
but
intriguing.
I didn't feel anything. But
so we have quite a few viewers. If any of the viewers have questions, please let me know now or later. I'll be in contact with Suzette. So, but if you have questions now, we can answer them right now. Or if you have questions later, just let me know, and I will ask Suzette.
Well, and we're also, now that you and I have become friends, and we're getting some information, which I'm really excited about. Allison just got here, and we started this live right away, but she's gathered a bunch of information about the history of the building. So I'm excited to hear about that.
Yeah, so I have a little bit of information that I'll share with Suzette, and then I keep on searching to find more stuff. So how many ghosts do you think you have total? One of our viewers wants to know.
I think there's 2 here right now. I think one for sure is Robert, and I kind of got even more validation on that. This last tarot reading that we did, I had my cards done, and I was asking her beforehand about it. And it was very strange, but she goes, Suzette, I'm seeing this man, and she described him like with this mustache, and he's tall, and exactly who he was describing was Robert.
Oh, wow.
And then as she was doing my cards, she just burst out laughing, because one of the cards has a picture of a man that looked exactly what she was describing. And she goes, this card really means nothing except that he's saying, this is who I am, like this is what I look like. And then she called him Bob. And I never told her his name.
Right.
And she said, this is Bob. And I'm like, why did you say Bob? And she goes, well, that's his name. And Robert, and I called him Robert, but all of his, a lot of other people called him Bob. So that was very interesting. So to me, that was really a validation so I think there's a little girl, I think her name is Allison, or maybe I'm saying Allison because you're here.
I'm Allison.
Or Alicia or something like that.
So something with an A. Okay, so I'm still searching for some historical backing on that. But one of our viewers is asking who Robert is. And Robert was the
owner.
Former owner.
Yeah.
For many, many years.
He started it. And his family, Robert Fontecchio and Stephen Gustafson. They started the pastatree here, just on this side, and back in 82.
Now, is Steven still alive?
Steven's still alive. He lives in Arizona. After Robert passed, he didn't want to carry on with the business. And that's why before Robert passed, he reached out to me. I was living on Maui and reached out to me and said, that he was ill and that he wasn't going to, there was nothing he could do to prolong his life. So he asked if I would be interested in purchasing the restaurant. And that's when I said that I would be. So.
And quite a draw coming back from Maui.
Yeah, it was it was kind of crazy. I would fly back and forth because I had a business there too. So I'd fly back and forth every 6 weeks. Now, I don't know how I did that, but I did it.
Wow, that's amazing.
I'm glad I'm not still doing it.
Yeah.
Now I can just go there and visit, no work there. So.
One of our viewers wants to know if you have gluten-free pasta.
Yes, we do.
You do? Okay.
We have gluten-free ravioli, and we have gluten-free spaghetti. Both of them I do not make personally. I don't feel comfortable, doing the gluten-free because we're not certified gluten-free.
Yes.
But I do have product that I brought in, and I taste tested, and I stand very strongly behind it.
Great.
So,
any vegan options?
Yes, lots.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Any vegan and gluten-free options?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
So we're getting some other kind of cuisine related questions.
Guys.
Yes. So tell us about your tarot nights that you have going on here.
Well, we have one coming up with the equinox? It's the first day of spring.
The vernal equinox.
So
yes.
March 22nd, I believe it is.
I think that's
and I have, it depends how many people we have, but we usually have 2 tarot readers. We have a character artist, and this time we have a belly dancer coming in too.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a lot of fun.
And I do either wine or drink specials and appetizer or, just smaller plate portions. Mm-hmm. And we've only done it once. This will be our second one. And it went over really well. It was a great night. Really super fun. Really great energy. And so I'm hoping this one's going to be bigger and better. And we'll probably be doing one a month.
And where can people find out more about that?
If you can go to our Facebook page, and there's information there. And I also, Monday we're closed, so that's my day of doing all kind of social media catch up. So we'll also be an event page for that. I'll post one.
Okay, terrific, because lots of people are interested.
Oh, cool.
So let me ask you this. Another viewer was wondering if you have any audio or video captured of the ghost here? Or?
We don't, but because before I just didn't, I kind of took it as it was my own personal thing.
Right, and it's kind of rare to be able to capture that. And everybody wants that. That's the holy grail.
But I wish I would have videoed the ramekins all the way, because it's just impossible for that to just happen.
Right, and the next time that happens, I
will now, because I'm more aware of.
Right, it takes a while to get that presence of mind.
Yeah,
but I know that in my past experience, I had an experience with a tray of glasses flying across the bar room.
Oh my gosh!
And I didn't have the presence. This was 16 years ago. I didn't have the presence of mind then either. And so now I carry a little meter tape with me to measure where it started and where it landed. And then Okay, so I can't do the math, but I know people who could do the math and find the force necessary to get that object to where it landed.
I mean, this. I mean, come on. I mean, what, you would have to
pull that out.
I mean, there's just no way that.
And there were several of them.
Oh my God,
the floor,
it was
right
all
here.
over. Yeah.
Shattered.
Yeah. And nothing else was disturbed in the restaurant. I mean, believe me, I was thinking, it was something shaking. Like, what could cause that? And that was the only thing.
That's the only time that happened was that one time.
That was the only time that happened. Yeah, and I saw it. There's been other times though that I wasn't the first one in the restaurant. It would be like one of my managers, and they've told me that they've seen, and it seems to always be kind of in this area.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure why.
So most of the activity is in this first kitchen area.
We have our prep area back here, and there's like the two guys that came in that were kind of auditioning for or staging, for a position. That's where they felt the present was back there.
So
I don't know if it was, maybe Robert overlooking and going, no, you're not going to make it. I don't know.
Right. Maybe he was.
So he was already weeding them out for me. So, yeah. So this is that prep area back here.
Okay, so this was the area they were in?
And this is where we spent a lot of time. Robert and he taught me how to make pasta here.
Oh, that's the pasta machine?
This is our pasta machine.
That's cool.
Yep.
It's fun to just be
this
behind the scenes.
This is from his mother's restaurant. So,
wow.
This is probably at least 60 years old.
And what was his mother's restaurant?
Their family still has it. It's in Ironwood, Michigan. Or Iron Mountain, Michigan, I'm sorry. And... El Capitan or Capitan or
yeah, neat.
I know I'm getting it wrong. I'm sorry, Robert.
That's okay. That's not a test. One of the viewers is asking if you'd consider having a paranormal investigation. Yeah,
that's you and I were kind of talking about that,
right?
Because I didn't want to really put anything out there unless I did,
Yeah.
And then you said, Suzette, I mean, if you're feeling it, I mean, it's real.
Right, you don't...
And it's not just me. I mean, you can interview my staff, separately, and they will all tell you a story.
Yeah, and that would be cool to do as part of an investigation, those separate interviews.
So tell the viewer, that's kind of what we're just starting right now.
Right. This is like our
information.
Right, our preliminary walkthrough. I'm doing some
history of the building.
Right, historical background. But as you can see, it's just lovely in here.
Yeah.
And it's still pretty hard to get in here, though. You would need reservations, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. We were rocking last night. In Milwaukee, we were very busy.
I'm just gonna show them the charming little area over here. So beautiful.
Well, and there's a lot of history,
Yeah, and then after the video, we'll discuss some of the history that I found
like these
so far.
Lamps in here these are from the original gimbals.
Oh wow!
They hung in the gimbals store. So just think of the history that you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You don't know the energy that comes with things.
With objects, right?
Yeah.
That is so cool. Yeah, I wouldn't have noticed that. Anything else you want to point out? Oh, that's a neat painting.
That was done by Johnny Castro, who is, I actually used to babysit him with my girlfriend Rosemarie, who used to work here. It's her son, and he did this for me.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
And, wow, talent.
Our one little spice of, kind of modern, in the...
Yeah, and the viewers are saying that this is really lovely, and... The couches, they love the couches.
Yep, those are very old too. So,
so Robert was Italian, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has a very Italian-sounding name.
Yeah.
And his name actually, there is a place in Italy that has that same name, a community.
Fontecchio.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, very, very cool. Anything else you want to tell our viewers or show our viewers before we sign off?
I guess just thanks for watching.
Yeah.
And stay tuned, because I'm learning too. This is, like I said, I'm just reaching out about all of this, and it is interesting. It's very interesting to find out.
And that's how we learn more.
Yeah.
And where can they find more information about the Pasta Tree once again?
Facebook, Instagram, Lincoln, Google us.
Okay, very cool. And we are in Milwaukee. If I know we had one viewer from India, so
oh wow,
in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hi, India.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, and have a great Sunday. We'll be back again soon.